folks in the room, refresh our memories. What is Horizon Arcade?
Horizon Arcade is a collection of mini-games that you take part in around the free roam world of Forza Horizon 5. As you're exploring, you'll see these pink circles on the map. You drive in there, you're signed up, and you just take part in the fun. There's a whole host of really fun mini-games. We're currently playing online. We have I think 12 of us, hopefully 12 of us, joining together. This is the dev build on a dev server, as you say, 45 days away from when players will get their hands on it, and therefore things may go wrong. Things probably will go wrong. It is pretty wild to try and do this far out, but here we are. Let's go.
But full convoy, that's really exciting.
Exactly. I'm going to look over to Tom and see if we're ready to go. He's giving me a wobbly thumbs up. All right.
Okay, here we go. Oh, it's the pinata. This is what we're doing first. Yes.
Yeah. So first up is Pinata Pop. This is the game mode we showed at E3. So around the world, there's these circles which we're all going to head out to now. This one can be found at the ruins of Ekbalam, which is a temple site that we visited a couple of times on Let's Go streams already. Heading over there with the convoy right now.
This must have been so fun to test and to figure out and add new elements to during development.
It's honestly testing it has been probably one of the most fun parts of development. But I think coming up with these fun little mini games is just really good fun for game designers. I think it's always a kind of fun activity. You're like looking for what's a crazy problem or scenario you can come up with, and then think about how you'll try and solve it with a car.
Yeah.
So in this one we've got.
So what is the crux of this then? What's the nuances of Pinata Pop?
So as a team, we all have to work together to try and find and smash pinatas, which are all over these ruins. If I can find, I've just seen about 4, but they all got smashed right before I got there. So I'm going to try and slow down. So this one here, that's like the evil pinata, that like red cactus guy. You don't want to get that guy. He's the bad one.
What happens if you do get him?
He ghosts out your car, so you can't smash anything else. And then this chap over here, his name is Tank. He is the Horizon Festival's mascot, and here he is in pinata form. We all love Tank very much. Nevertheless, I'm going to drive into him because I need to get the points for the team.
Very good.
Aim of the game is find and smash as many Tank pinatas as you can.
Is there a limited amount? Do they respawn? Is it time limited?
There is a limited amount. Yeah, there's a couple hundred within the circle, so there's plenty of them. But you have to work. Got a sneaky bonus board as well there. So the aim of the game, is find them all, smash them all, and work together as a group. There we go. We could stay and do this. I'm sure it'd be an absolute riot to watch us all search them out and smash them. Or, in the interest of time, we could skip on and take a look at something else, do we?
So Horizon Tour is like a very friendly and laid-back way of playing multiplayer. So it's like co-op races where you and 5 other drivers are racing against drivators, and between each race you have a little bit of downtime where you have to drive to the next event, and you can just like enjoy the sightseeing, drive around with your friends during that time. The whole game mode is very kind of casual, so there is no time pressure, there is no insane drivator difficulty or anything like that, so you can just like enjoy yourself in a co-op race. And this place right here is where you sign up for one. So when you go to this little icon, you will see what's on. So Horizon Tours run on a schedule, and they change every like 5 minutes. So the destination, the theme will change, so you can try out different cars. And while you're waiting, this is a great place to hang out with some people, show off your livery, or tune your car in preparation for the tour as well.
It looks like a good car meet, especially with that. Is that a mural on the wall as well for the tour?
Yes, so this is specifically themed for Horizon Tour.
Oh, it's gorgeous. I love it. I have to ask, you mentioned you can do it with friends. Is there the possibility to group up with other people who you just happen to meet in this environment so you can go off together?
Yeah, so Horizon Tour, you don't need to be in a convoy with your friends. You can just turn up here and sign up for one. And then after the race, you can join convoy with new people you just played with. So it's like a nice way of finding someone to do other type of gameplay or carry on doing the tour as well.
I also love we got a glimpse there of everyone just sort of gathering around with their cars. It looks really social. I think that's an element we spoke about quite a lot on Forza, especially for 5 as well, that there's so many social elements.
Yeah, so this area where you can hang out the Horizon Tour hangout spot, it's actually just at the kind of the foot of the festival. So that's the festival over there. There's the racetrack part there, and then there's the Horizon Tour section. And this is where this is where you're going to see a lot of people hanging out. They want to show off their sweet liveries. They'll come down here and wait because they know that this is a place where people are going to congregate. So it's a great place to hang out, socialize, and team up and start doing the Horizon Tour. We're not going to do one right now, but I think it's a good time to mention Link, which if you're paying attention, you may have noticed some people using Link then. But as I'm surrounded by all these people here, please everyone do not respond to this or it'll start a matchmaking system we will not be able to get out of. But I can use Link. In fact, I won't even press it because they will then go and join it. But if I go Link and then press up to select Horizon Tour, everyone else gets the option to go, yep, okay, sure. We all get grouped together and we'll head off into a Horizon Tour event. Yeah, it's not in the plan today to do one of those, but if I did that, then we'd no doubt end up doing it, and there'd be no way out. So I think what we are going to do though is take a look at another Horizon Arcade event. So we are all going to jump, fast travel up to the top of the volcano, where we're going to have a look at Bullseye.
Okay, wonderful. Now, I'm sure it's pretty self-explanatory, but in the world of Forza Horizon, what exactly is Bullseye?
I don't know how self-explanatory that is, Charlie. You could easily not understand.
I mean...
Because when Bullseye begins, a load of floating targets will appear above the world. Okay. And the aim of the game is for players to hit and smash as many of those targets as they can. So once the game mode starts, oh, there we go. You will see that there are ramps like this one, along with a Bullseye target that you can smash, and then as soon as you smashed one, the next one appears, like so. Okay. Hopefully, got just enough air to get that one. I didn't. So I'm in a very slow car. Do
the points vary by how accurately you hit the center of the bullseye, or am I overcomplicating things?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm not sure. Anna, do you know?
I was too involved into trying to get some score. What was the question?
Do you get
the
more
question
points
was if you get more points in the center than if you do on the outside.
I think so. I think it's accuracy based. But,
I think I just saw there was a little pop-up there that said first ring and it was 750 points. So yeah, I think it is.
Good. Great game designer who did that.
I think these on-air compliments to the dev team are wonderful.
They're probably watching, Will.
They're probably in the convoy. Thank you, Mike.
I'm going to really struggle to get this one. We should switch to a different camera because this car doesn't have clearance to get through that lake. All right, next up, I think we were going to talk about the Horizon Open. The Horizon Open is our new take on, I guess, traditional multiplayer. We've looked at the Tour, we've looked at Arcade. They are kind of fresh and new, different ways to play the game. The Horizon Open is the new version of what was called Team Adventure and Online Adventure in previous games. That change in name is to reference the fact that it's a little bit more accessible, a little bit more fun. Some of those some of those super high skilled elements have been removed. There's no longer the skill-based ranking system, which you could finish second in a race, which you might think was quite good, and then it would tell you no, that wasn't good enough, and minus 50 points off of you. Or indeed, you could be in a team race where you could come first. Some people on your team don't, and then again you get dragged down. People didn't like that, so it's now. It's a lot of that stripped away. It's intended to be much more accessible, much more fun. It still has a ton of challenges. It still rewards winning, but without a lot of the kind of punitive measures that existed. Sure. There are 4 flavors. You have open racing, open drifting, playground games, and the Eliminator Battle Royale. Drifting is very similar, in fact, to Drift Adventure that was added during the live program of Forza Horizon 4. Racing, self-explanatory. Playground games, similar to what you would have seen in Forza Horizon 4, although it was all focused on team games in Horizon 4. Team games can appear in there, but there's also solo games as well. So you have Solo King, Solo Flag Rush, and Solo Infected. And of course, there is the Eliminator.
Return of the Eliminator as a launch feature as well, no less. Love it.
Exactly, yeah. So we added Eliminator to Horizon 4 around about Christmas of 2019. So a lot of people, if they'd played Horizon 4 when it first came out, may never have experienced it. But from when it was added, it became the most popular multiplayer mode in the game. And frankly, we really love it.
Perfecto. So you're going to have to give us a little tour as well. So where we are, what we're up to, we can sort of take cues from the game that this is perhaps right at the beginning of the Eliminator because there's still a high quantity of cars left.
Very, very observant, Charlie. Yeah. So in our development environment, we've roped in all of the testers to get 50 people in the game. Obviously, it can have more players than that in the final release. One of the key things that's changed is that rather than everybody starting in the Mini, everybody has now started in the VW Beetle. So a car that is an icon of Mexican auto culture, and similarly performant to the Mini as well. So there we go. So it looks like. I have challenged Ryan, our lead game designer, to a race down the side of the volcano. Let's see how this plays out.
Looking forward to this. I do have to ask though. We mentioned that the Eliminator was a sort of a later addition, a fun new thing that you added to Forza Horizon 4, and that was very much added to a map that already existed. So, how much did that sort of change the way you worked on the Forza Horizon 5 map, knowing that you wanted to launch it day one? Did you make a map that was more Eliminator in mind?
Yeah, that's a great question. So as I said, between launching Eliminator and releasing Forza Horizon 5, this became our most popular multiplayer mode. And when that happens, that of course will then factor into the way that you build and design the world to create awesome moments within the Eliminator, much like the one we're seeing right now, where a VW Beetle's managing to reach near enough 100 miles an hour down the side of a volcano in a head-to-head race.
When you put it that way.
Magical moments like this. The really fun one is the opposite way, where the end point is in the top of the volcano, and you need to really make sure you've got yourself a car with a bit of torque to get back up there. Talked about but there are a ton of world features. I think the city as well, Guanajuato, is one that really plays into Eliminator and really favours high-level play. You really do want to be an expert level map knowledge before you start like choosing Guanajuato as your spawn location or even a place that you venture into, because you'll get eaten alive by high-skilled players there.
Yeah. Or trapped in a tunnel.
Exactly. Here's Anna in Guanajuato.
It does
Perfect
have a lot
segue.
of car drops though, so it's kind of like a risk-reward situation. You might choose to go there.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, so Anna does have cheat knowledge as well. Anna placed all of the car drops around the world, so does have
So
that
Anna, I
inside
suppose
knowledge.
the question for you then really is as well as this location, are there any particular spots around the world that are really good for the Eliminator? Maybe for car drops, maybe for hiding, I don't know. When you define good spots.
Well, Guanajuato is definitely good for hiding somewhere in the tunnel, but very dangerous. And the car drops, anything that looks like a point of interest, like any of the Baja circuit or the main festival, or the volcano as well, like anything like that will have a lot of car drops, but obviously all of it is random, so you might get unlucky. I personally start always at the Baja circuit, and usually there is at least like 3 there that you can choose from.
Oh, okay. Lovely. We saw one just then when we drove past. It was that bright purple light, was it?
Yes. Yeah, as is tradition in Eliminator, you see the really cool cars when you're in a race and unable to collect them.
Yep. Just like here when you're also stuck on a building, which is a fairly typical Eliminator performance from me anyway. Oh, look, here are the tunnels we were talking about.
Yes, so that particular game ended, I think, in defeat for Anna as she stacked it into that shed there. But yeah, now we're back in Guanajuato in the next game. So yes, it's me. This is where I challenged you.
That's cruel.
Yeah.
That's some dirty tactics
You
already.
can guess how this one ends.
So I took the left there to go up to the surface. Anna stayed in the tunnel, so we kind of forked our paths here. We're both trying to get to the end point as quickly as we can.
I also think, was that one of the first looks we've had inside the tunnels as well? Unless I need to be corrected there. I can't remember if we've seen those before.
Great call. I think it probably is.
Might well have been.
Yeah, it might well be. It's also probably the first time we've seen the city at night, which allows us to see all the lovely lighting work that's been done here, all those little pools of light that build up underneath all the street lights.
It is, I mean, we may be second in this particular race, but we've got plenty of time to sightsee. I'm just all in on the drama. I just want to watch and see if we can win one. I'm not sure if this you can see on the map, but we've got a little distance behind here.
It's a little distance, and I think the editor may well step in to save us in a moment.
Yep. I do love using Link though to sort of say goodbye before you're kicked out. I'm a big fan of that.
It changes when you enter the Eliminator as well, so you have unique options based on the game mode you're playing. And also in the different stages you get different link options as well.
Oh, I like that.
So here we're in the swamps. I'm driving the Porsche Cayenne, which is, a big old SUV. I've just crashed into the tree, but that's not going to matter because because the clearance that this car has means that I can drive straight through the water here, through the swamp, whereas person driving the Mercedes AMG 1 knows that their car's too low. If they come through here, they're really going to feel a lot of drag going through the water, so they've had to stick to the roads, which gives the Porsche Cayenne, which is obviously a slower car than the Mercedes AMG 1, a chance. So let's see how this one plays.
A chance to steal a level 10 car as well.
Exactly, and then use it to get
not
away
an
from the
opportunity
swamp.
you get much. It's going to be close.
There we go.
Very nice.
And now, pro tip, once you're in that AMG 1, get out of the swamp. It's useless here.
You get it. Very nice. That's the dream, that is. I think I've only had a level 10 car once, and I did go on to win the Eliminator in the level 10 car, but it was just pure chance that I got it.
Yeah, another thing you can do, which I would not recommend when you're in the AMG 1 inside Eliminator, is switch it from track mode to street mode. That's a thing you could do, but also you'll have to sit and wait for the animation to complete for about 15 seconds, by which point someone will challenge you and take off and beat you. So.
I'll tell you what, on tips for driving, particularly as we now look at this very final stage, I want to go to Andy. Andy, do you have any tips as our resident racer on what to do when it comes to the Eliminator?
Yes and no. I think you were talking about the right sort of things with the type of cars that you end up in and where you end up in the world as to what you end up doing. Like, for example, the player that we're watching here has got a Camaro, and there was a lot of cross-country action going with quite a road-based car, isn't it? So it's as Anna said earlier, it's risk-reward. You can end up going cross-country and just get that bump that you don't want, and end up careering towards some trees or on your roof as everyone sails past and gives you loads of grief via Link.
Yeah.
So.
On Forza Monthly earlier, we looked at how you can take a car like the Camaro and make it off-road ready, stick some off-road springs on there. These cars don't have that. This is just the Camaro as it comes from the factory.
What a perfect time for you to say that. But then this is what I mean, like, you want to make sure you got the right car. Like, I will more often than not make sure I try to get to the final circle with a car that's going to do way better off-road, as I just go as the crow flies directly to the end point and just hope I don't get interrupted by any of the scenery. Very rarely am I on a road.
Yeah, but if you know that road knowledge, the entire map like the back of your hand, then you could know that there are some routes that are faster by road. So it's there are definitely advantages to that as well. So rather than just going the straightest line possible.
And that is another thing as well. The Mexico map does have more kind of longer, straighter, high-speed asphalt roads than the Horizon 4 map did. So there are more places where actually sticking to the road is going to see you right.
Talking of long, straight bits of road, there was an airstrip there.
Oh yes, that was a little peek at the abandoned airstrip there, one of our cool new world features.
Very nice.
A very brief peek as we crossed it at speed. And there we go, it ends in defeat.
Okay, what have we got going on in the arcade now?
All right, we've teamed up at the Playa Azul, which is this little village on the east coast. Tom has pushed the button off cam and triggered the mini missions. Mini missions is a little bit like Simon Says. So you can see at the bottom of the screen, so there it says earn an air skill, and we have a few seconds in which to do that. I'm currently crashing into some golf carts. I'm going to head down to the beach and see if I can get one off the dunes. We only have a few seconds to do it. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, get some clearance. I've really let everybody down. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me.
So what does that mean by letting them down? Does everyone have to do that challenge? Or is it everyone has a chance to do it and it's like cumulative?
So yeah, everybody gets the same challenge at the same time.
Okay.
So, and then all the team have to work together, and however many people on the team manage to do it, they get that many points for their team. And then a few seconds later, it's on to the next challenge. So right now, it's drive 2 miles. So we all need to. Wow, that didn't give us very long to do that at all.
No,
This is. So we've managed. Yeah, I've also managed half a mile, Andy. We have failed. All right, jump 25 feet.
Oh no, this is another difficult one.
I love this mode, feels chaotic, and I'm really here for it. I actually did want to ask, we've seen 3 of the arcade features on this stream alone. How did the team come up with creating these ideas? Was it someone just came up with the idea of a pinata, and then how can we take it from there? Like, how did it come to be?
Yeah, so it starts out with, we wanted them to be these really, really fun drive up and play around mini games that you could find out, that you can take part in the world. And so we started thinking of what's the silly problem solutions, and then how can you solve that with a car?
Okay.
Can't beat my horn, sorry. That was the challenge there. That was one of the easier ones.
The
You gotta make sure
easiest one.
you can't drop points on that one.
Right, what have we got?
Yeah, so it's about coming up with these silly, fun challenges, and then thinking about how we can make that work in a car. There's keen observers will probably notice that there are some similarities with the Forza Live feature in Forza Horizon 4, but it has massively, massively evolved since then. There is so much more to get stuck into. Yeah, it really is a lot of fun.
Points?
You do, yes. So the Forza shop returns, and still is a great way to get hold of those really hard to find items, and you can earn Forza points by completing Horizon Arcade.
Very nice. And what happens at the end? It was always quite sad. Everyone always gathers together in 4 for these Forza-thon moments, and then you'd all sort of just like disappear off into the Forza Horizon, and you wouldn't see each other again. Is that the same if we change that?
Do you want to take that one, Anna?
Yes, we did change it. So as soon as you finish one of the Horizon arcades, you now get like a prompt to join convoy with everyone you just played with. And if you agree to that,
nice.
There's going to be a route set to the next event, because they don't just stop. Like, you can carry on one after another, just go do another one with the people you just played with.
Oh, that sounds lovely. I'm a big fan of that. What was this task one? Did I see it was to smash fences, or were we on the next one?
We did smash fences, then it was earn a wreckage. So, so basically smash anything. Smash fences and then smash anything.
This poor town.
The Horizon Festival has a comprehensive insurance policy, which will...
That's the small print in there.
All right, so the next one up is earn an awesome skill chain, and I think with that, it might be time to move on and do something else. Sorry about that.
Here it is.
So here we are.
So this is the Baja circuit then. What do we know about this, and what could you tell us about it?
So
cool.
the Baja circuit was actually designed by none other than Andy Baranowski, so I think he might be best placed to tell us a little bit about it.
Take it away, Andy.
Yeah, well, I was very excited to design this. I looked into a lot of the motorsport venues that they had in the Baja region, and also sort of the southern states of America, and sort of tried to create my own Horizon interpretation of those. So it's a nice big wide sandy circuit with loads of big jumps. Wow, someone just jumped over the top of me. And lots of different layouts as well, so hopefully the community enjoy making the races that they want to make with that as well. So we've got the circuit itself, we've got this flat track oval style course that's got a figure 8 with a crossover in the middle as well. That was an awesome drift, sorry I was in the way. Hopefully lots to explore. It's also a playground games arena as well, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
So,
lovely.
Yeah, lots of different game modes to play around this area.
Brilliant. So anyone who's eagle-eyed on the rest of the streams, you'll now notice that there isn't just one but 2 racetracks in this world. So how important was it to incorporate both of them into the world design?
Yeah, so that sort of came off the back of our Lego expansion map and the popularity of that Lego Speedway that was made. It was a great hub for all of the different gameplay. We had the drag strip there, that sort of oval circuit around the outside, and as I say, it went down really well. So we thought, we're going to go for that again, put another circuit in, and why not double down on it and have the dirt circuit as well. So
I know we mentioned earlier that Anna, you're involved with the gift drop, and is it Kudos as well? I was wondering if you could maybe tell us a bit more, give us a bit of an insight on that process that you have with it.
Yeah, so Kudos is like our little social currency we have now in the game, where you can earn them by doing nice things to other players, like helping them do something or sending them a gift drop. Or being nice to them in a race. So like when you're playing Horizon Open, for example, you can give kudos. You can say thank you to someone who, I don't know, didn't ram into you and didn't push you off the checkpoint or something like that.
Thank you for not being a jerk, basically. Rewarding people for being good. Is there a competitive element? Like, do the Kudos system like display on your profile? Is there? I'm essentially thinking of someone who gets quite into collecting things. Is there a clout aspect to telling people I have this much Kudos? I'm really, really good, and everyone loves me.
Yeah, exactly. You can see it on your storefront. So if you are one of those players that likes to create a lot of UGC or likes to flex within the game, that's usually a great place to do it. And that's somewhere where you can see your total convoy count. Sorry, your total convoy count? Your total Kudos count, we should use our terminology correctly. I think one of the great things about Anna's features as well is that she always makes her features interact with each other in really, really nice ways. So Link, one of the things you can do with Link is ask for help finding a barn find. So if you're inside that barn find circle and you just can't find it, Link will pop up and say, does anyone know where this barn is? And if someone else is in the area and has found it, they can select, yeah, I can show you where it is. And it just adds a little clue on your map so you can go and find it. And then,
that's brilliant.
And then you get the option to say thank you. You can go thanks, and it gives that person a kudos for helping you out. Shall we?
And how does gift drop work into that?
That is a great question. So I'm going to do the gift drop if you want to talk through, Anna.
Yeah, so gift drop is if you can send cars to other players, you can create like really nice liveries and tunes, attach them to the car and kind of send it. And then when the player receives it, they can say thank you, and that's what gives you kudos as well.
So earlier on the Forza Monthly, I made this lovely car. It has a paint job, it has some upgrades on it. It's a really sweet rally spec 911 GT2
Gotta say,
RS.
big fan of the colour, by the way. I do like the colour on that one.
It almost matches the controller, kind of almost.
There's a theme here, everyone.
Anyway, Anna, carry on.
So when you selected the car you want to gift, you can select kind of who the gift is going to. So you can't select like a specific person, but you can select like new players. So it's going to go to someone who just joined the game, or someone like community contributors. So that's people who received a lot of kudos. You're kind of thanking them for making the community feel great. And then when you selected the theme, you go into the message, and every theme has their unique messages, kind of in line with what you're giving the gift for. So you can pick a message here. And then you can sign it. So you can pick to sign it with your player name. So this is the name that you pick from like this big select we have in the game. Or you can sign it with your gamer tag, or just unsigned, and no one will find out who sent the gift to them.
An anonymous gifter.
Yes. And here you can like look at the overall picture of your gift, how it's going to look, what you're sending, what the message is, and then send it.
And then send it away. It gets me a warning. Yeah, don't show that again. I don't need warnings.
So that removes it from your garage, does it? So it isn't sort of like passing clones around. This is an actual trade of vehicles.
It's a gifting of vehicles. You're giving it away.
I love that. Very interesting. Wonderful.
Yeah, it's everybody knows that the Forza community is full of really awesome people, and so we know that a feature like this is really going to sing for those players. They know that people are going to really love getting into it and giving back to the community.
Yeah, I think it would be a nice experience. Sorry, it would be a nice experience when you like just join the game and then someone sends you a gift and you go and receive it, and there's like a little message being like welcome to Horizon. It kind of makes you want to send another one as well and like pass it forward as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Completely agree. Was there anything else you wanted to show off? I mean, we're coming up to the community Q&As, which I know chat are very, very excited about, but I want to make sure we've gone through everything on the list before we dive in.
I think we're calling it there.
Yeah?
Okay, no, Tom wants to try and do a race. Here we go.
There we go.
Oh, I've missed it.
Andy's missed out. You're too slow.
He might still join.
After all of that, it was Andy that missed out.
Yeah, how does
He's
that
come
work?
back to prove himself in a race, and he's not even in it.
Oh,
All right, so I've obviously been stitched up because everyone else is in a faster car than me. I'm looking over at Tom on the race setup for this one. So,
Tom.
but it is a showdown. It's a showdown, so I get a head start. All right, let's go.
That's good then.
Yeah,
I'm joining you on the commentary team, Charlie.
go on then. I'm gonna.
Well, take it where you know all the intricate details, Andy. By all means, I can take a back seat on the commentary. You're the expert in the box
All
today.
right. Well, this was really interesting because Mike's taken off way ahead in his B-class car versus the rest of the field in the A-class cars. That was a good, 15 seconds head start that you had there?
I think
See if you can
around
hold it
that,
over
yeah.
two laps.
Yeah.
2 laps is a lot though.
Yeah.
It's a long old circuit. This one.
Right, so we're watching Anna now, just about to go through
Go on, Anna.
the banked hairpins.
It's a very difficult circuit.
It was left there. There we go. Mike's getting away pretty well. This is he's making some good progress.
Well, people always like to tell me in chat how rubbish I am at the game, so I wouldn't mind actually
Yeah.
winning this one.
Exactly. There have been a couple Fs so far.
You did better than me by actually starting the race, so
That's already progress.
yeah, never mind.
So Andy, are there any cool features of this race? Like, I don't know, maybe some of the other turns based off anything off the research that you've done or any elements around it?
Yeah, there were a few series in particular of sort of off-road Pro 2 trucks, were the main ones that I based the circuit on. And they're all sort of permanent racetracks.
Okay.
And I sort of adapted and took bits that I liked out of them and configured it into a layout that I thought was as intricate and interesting as possible. I had to sort of adapt it in some ways to take out some of the more cruel parts of the circuit that it make real world racing, as technical and challenging as it was. But I think it's kept some really cool bits. Where Mike is at the moment, there's a really good a water splash on the inside that if you want to take that low line, you can dip a wheel in and tighten up that corner.
Cool off the brakes.
Yeah.
Mike, I've got to say, you're doing very well so far.
They're only one turn behind me. I'm being very quiet as I focus and try and win.
Yeah, he's got about half a lap to survive, and they are really bearing down on him now. Have you
Who
got
is
to the
it that's
point?
in the convoy today? I feel like I need to ask. Did you say we've got other devs with us today?
We got a mixture of QA, production, and Chris is in there as well, vehicle handling.
So basically, everyone has a want to try and make sure Mike doesn't win.
Who is
Essentially,
it
is
that's,
what
It's
you're
Joe
saying.
just behind me as well, isn't
it's
it?
Joe.
Jingle Jangle
Jingle
Joe
Jangle
off of the
Joe.
forums, but also works
Oh, I know Jingle Jangle Joe.
Yeah. Oh, he nearly made it.
Very
Wow.
good. Well done. Sorry, Jingle Jangle Joe.
Yeah.
Maybe next time.
Second is the first of the losers.